Hi, I'm going to tell you a story about two cats and two humans. And even if you're not a cat person, hang in there because I think you might enjoy this story. I think it's pretty funny. Animals, man, they're just unbelievable. So this woman called me, this is about 6, 7 years ago. She was like a student of mine. She'd taken my Reiki class, two of them, 2 levels, and my animal communication class. And she was a client, had spoken to her two cats before, but she couldn't solve this problem. Somebody was peeing on the bed in the guest room. And the guest room was also, her husband used it. He used the extra closet. He dressed for work in there. Maybe he got up before her. I'm not sure. I think she worked from home. Whatever the reason was, he had a closet in that room. And that's why they noticed that the bed was wet. I'm like, oh, wow. So I spoke. She asked me to speak to the kitties, and I spoke to them and determined that it was the female. I don't remember anybody's names now, human and I wouldn't tell you the humans, but I remember the kitties' names. So the little girl, and I was using my Reiki hands, and I could kind of sense there was something going on with her bladder. I am not a veterinarian. I do not diagnose or treat, but I can get senses of things and then tell the person to go to the vet. So that was my sense. I said, I think she might have a urinary tract infection, a UTI. I said, I would definitely get her to the vet. And so she did. The woman took her kitty to the vet that day or the next day. And yes, she had a UTI. So she got on the antibiotics and cleared up, and everything was okay for a minute. About a week later, there's pee on the bed. I'm like, really? And she cleaned it. So, I had done enzyme, put everything in the wash with enzyme cleaner that gets the smell out, because sometimes when it smells, dogs are this way too, excuse me, they like to pee in the spot they peed in before. So you got to get the smell out. She'd done all that. There's pee on the bed. So I go back in and I connect with both of the animals at the same time, which I don't always do, but I was trying to determine who was responsible. And she immediately, the girl kitty said, wasn't me. And I'm like, okay, then, was it you, to the little boy? And he didn't say no. I don't remember the exact conversation. Like I said, this was like 6, 7 years ago, but I remember her saying, wasn't me. So it was him. There's only 2 animals in the house. I read him the riot act. I'm like, you cannot pee on the bed. I don't know why you think this is okay. Is there something wrong with your litter box? Because sometimes they don't like the litter. There's reasons why. Cats always have a reason for not using the litter box. Always, always. I've spoken to so many cats, and they always have reasons, and it's always fixable. So I asked him if there was a problem with the litter box. No. Okay, well then stop peeing on the bed because it's disgusting. And, stop it. You can't do that. You don't even have a reason. You're telling me the box is fine, use the box. So pee stops. Oh, he listened. I can't make an animal do anything. I just made it quite clear that nobody was happy. So a week goes by, or a few days, I don't remember, not long. So a period of time passes where there's no pee on the bed. And then one day, the man goes in there to change to go to work, and there's poop on the bed. I'm like, are you kidding me? I do another session, talk to the little boy, and said, are you kidding me? I know this is you. I know it wasn't your sister. I know this was you. What are you doing? Let me be very clear. There is no bodily anything, liquid or solid, to go onto this bed. This is disgusting. Use your litter box. And it turns out, again, I don't remember the exact conversation, but I asked him what he was doing. And I'm not sure he told me in words. I get a lot of information in dialogue form, and I think that's because I'm a writer. So I hear in words. But sometimes I just get a feeling, just get the information, like all of the piece. And that's how I remember this happening. It became clear to me that he was doing it because he was jealous of what he was calling the man. He was in love with the woman and felt that she was his. She belonged to him. Animals do this sometimes. I had a horse do this to me. It's like, she's mine. He laid claim to her, and this was the man's room, right? He didn't sleep in there, but he changed in there, and his scent was in there. And he was angry that this man was taking his possession. So I explained to him that that's not how it worked, that he was a cat, and that his humans both loved him, and the woman loved him and cared for him, and but she did not. I said she didn't belong to anybody, but she had a boyfriend, she had a mate, and it was not the kitty. And so I explained it as gently as I could, helped him to understand this is just simply not acceptable, and this has to stop. And he grumbled, but never ever peed or pooped on the bed again. So that's one of my favorite and longer stories, because there were 3 iterations. It's like, well, let me try it this way. I don't know where he got the idea for doing it, from his sister who peed on the bed. I don't know. Anyway, it stopped. And there was no more. I lost track of her after a while, but for the couple of years that I was still in contact with her, it never happened again. So there's your cat pee and poop story for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, cats, I work with a lot of cats who have issues with not using their litter box correctly, or routinely, and they always have a reason. And I've never not been able to hear what it was and help people sort that out. So if you need help with that, let me know. So I'm Pam Sorellis of Winged Horse Healing, Reiki, and Animal Communication, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.